Hi, today we're going to be representing patterns and we're going to learn all about patterns. So let's get started. Okay, so here we've got 4 frames with 4 diagrams, and our 5th frame here is empty. So let's see if we could pattern this out and see what comes next. So the first frame we've just got 1 square. Okay, it's like a 1 by 1. And then the second frame we've got 2 by 2. Third frame we've got 3 squares by 3 squares. And 4 frame, we've got a 4 by 4 grid. Well, can you guess what the 5th frame is? You could probably guess. It's probably going to be, and excuse my inaccurate square drawing, probably be a 5 by 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And obviously it'll have to be equal. My drawing is just not very good. So that's a 5 by 5. Let's look at another pattern. Here in frame 1 we've got just a square. In frame 2 we've added a square on top, added a square to the right. Okay, and frame 3, well, this is frame 2, and then what did we do? We added another square to the top, another square to the right. This is frame 3, and then in frame 4 we added another square and another square. One to the top, one to the right. Well, can you imagine what frame 5 would look like? I think we can. I think it'll probably look something like this, right? And you have to remember, the second frame's got 2 here and 2 here, 3 here and 3 here, 4 and 4 for frame 4. So this is going to be 5, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks something like this, obviously much better drawn. So that's frame 5. Pretty easy stuff so far, right? And that's essentially what patterning is. You have to look at a previous frames and determine what the next frame will look like. Now, if we were to look at the 2 examples that we have here, let's see if we could get some info out of these examples. So if you recall, frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I've got the first 4 frames here. Let's see if we could fill this table in. Number of tiles in frame 1. Well, number of tiles, 1. Number of tiles in frame 2, 4, 9, 16. Um, Frame 5, I don't have with me here, but I could tell you it's 25 because the pattern will show us it's 5 by 5. In fact, if I go back and I count, it should be 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 25 because it's a 5 by 5 grid. Okay, so it's obviously 25. And the ordered paired, what is the ordered paired? So this is for graphing, which we'll do later. Well, first frame, that's the x-axis, it's 1. And the second, so the number of frame is the x-axis 1, and the y-axis is the number of tiles. So in frame 1, we've got 1 tile. In frame 2, we've got 4 tiles. In frame 3, we've got 9 tiles. In frame 4, we've got 16 tiles. And in frame 5 we've got 25 tiles. So this is sort of order pairs for graphing. Let's see if we could do this here. Number of tiles in a frame: 1, 3, 5, and we've got 4 here, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in frame 5 it should say 9 because, well, if you, this is frame 4, sorry. In frame 5 it should say 9 because if you go back you'll see that it's 9, but just by looking at the pattern it's 1 plus the number of frames to the right. So in frame 4 we've got 3, in frame 4 we'll have 4, so 4 on each side, 4 here and 4 here. That gives us 8 plus 1, 9 in frame 5. In fact, if I go back you'll see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we know that much. So we know it's 9 frames. Great. So the ordered pairs. So frame 1 gives us 1 tile. Frame 2 gives us 3 tiles. Frame 3 gives us 5 tiles. In frame 4 we have 7 tiles, and in frame 5 we have 9 tiles. Great. Okay, so now let's move on to graphing. Okay, so if we were to graph this data, let's graph these two data sets. So let's start with this. But before we do that, let's fill out the graph here. So here we've got the 0, and here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's enough. That's the x-axis is the number of frames. The y-axis is the number of tiles in a frame. So obviously we go up to 25 here, so it's a bit larger. So I'm going to go by threes. So 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, and that should be enough. So let's go ahead and plot the data and see how these two patterns differ on a graph, okay? So in this set, we've got frame 1, and it's got 1 tile. So that's about here. In frame 2, we have 3. In frame 3, we've got 5 tiles. So this is 3, this is 6, so it's probably around here. Frame 4, we've got 7, so maybe around here. And in frame 5, we've got 9, which is right here. Okay. Now, if I change colors and start um, doing the second data, graphing the second data in a different color, just so we see the difference, it's going to be very clear how these two patterns differ on a graph. So in frame 1 we've got 1, so it's the same place, but in frame 2 you start seeing the difference. It's 4. In frame 3 it's 9. In frame 4 it's 16, which is right up here. And in frame 5 it's 25, which is all the way, that's 24, that's 27, so probably around here. Okay, now if I were to draw a line, a curve, this would be the second pattern, and this would be the first pattern. So big difference in terms of graphing it. So here we represented data using figures, using a table with order pairs, and we plotted the order pairs. Hope you've enjoyed watching this video.